How cool is this? I mean, sad for the whale. Look at that bone. The tide is picked up and it's bringing in turtles. Here's another Kemp's Ridley. I'm sure these guys aren't having a great time. Hopefully he's okay. One of the most critically endangered turtles in the world. There we go. I have finally arrived at my cottage in Cape Cod. And this is my place for the night. It's pretty nice. So a little bit about what's going to happen tomorrow. Up in Cape Cod, there's this phenomenon. It's a natural phenomenon that's been happening for probably close to ever. There are cold stunned sea turtles that as they are migrating south, as the weather gets colder, if you look at the map, you have the coast and then there's like, this is Cape Cod, this is where I'm at right now, right? And the turtles will come down and they, you know, the lucky ones are going down the coast like this, but you get a lot stuck in this Cape Cod Bay right here. And they're swimming around, and once the water temperature hits 55, these sea turtles can't take it anymore. And they become cold stunned and they basically are just floating around out in the ocean until waves wash them ashore. I like to walk this section of beach that's about 3 miles each way. I've saved a lot of turtles that way on this beach. And listen, they do a great job up here. There's like 200 volunteers. Problem is, during the week, you know, a lot of these volunteers are working. So I have the opportunity to come up here. I have some work meetings. I'm gonna spend a day, maybe 2 or at least 2 mornings looking for turtles. And then, you know, they wash up on shore and they're laying there to die, basically a slow, cold death. Last time I found a green sea turtle, a little guy, just a little one, getting picked at by seagulls, by gulls, right? And the thing was still alive and he was bleeding on his back and whatever. So then I carry these back, I call them, there's a hotline to call in. Really depends on the availability. Sometimes you're supposed to bury them in the sand and mark it. The last 2 times I've been here, they've asked me to drive them in to the nature center where they will transport them to New England Aquarium and they will be slowly rehabbed. They seem dead, but you still carry them back because they are still alive and their heartbeat can slow to 1 beat per minute, which is pretty nuts if you think about it. All sea turtles are vulnerable or endangered in the world, but the Kemp's Ridley is the most critically endangered turtle in the world. I've had some arguments like, why do this if it's natural? Well, what's not natural is humans stealing eggs, building hotels on their beachfront property where these turtles for millennia have used them to nest. So we've cut this Kemp's Ridley's population down into like 4 digits. It was down below 1,000 adults about at one point. Now they've had a little bit of a bounce back thanks to some conservation efforts around the world. But when we've done so much damage, I think we really need to give back when we can here. Nature's taking its course, yes, but nature didn't take its course when we got in the way and really hurt the chances for these sea turtles. So let's see how I do. All right, we're gonna get to the convenience store and then head to the beach. It's 6:30 in the morning, 32 degrees. It's actually not horrible. So here's to hoping that if any are washed up, I find them and can save a few endangered turtles. Hoping I'm dressed warm enough. I think I am. It's just when the wind whips across this water, you want wind. Wind creates waves, it brings the turtles ashore. So they're not out there floating around longer than they need to be. But it's a double-edged sword because that wind freaking bites too. Very cool habitat here on Cape Cod. I just love these pines. See this trail through these dunes. There's already been a sled here. This was probably from yesterday. Makes it easy to drag turtles out when you're 3 miles away from your car. What more could you ask for? Is it gorgeous here or what? Out here is always interesting because you kind of see like the after effects of things. Looks like we have our first Kemp's Ridley see some gulls. We're checking it out. Again, these can look dead, but their heart can be slowed to 1 beat per minute. It's the bottom of them. Hopefully he's okay. I'll probably never know. One of the most critically endangered turtles in the world. Actually, I think it is the most critically endangered sea turtle in the world. Sorry for the wind. The wind brings them in, though. Get more of that Kemp's Ridley in a little bit when I get back to the car, or when I call it in and see if somebody else can pick it up. I'm not sure what they're going to do yet. Just wanted to get it out of the wind for now. It's a tough life out here. That looks like a herring gull. How cool is this? I mean, sad for the whale, but like, look at that bone. So, my shoe, I can't imagine what this thing smelled like a few months ago, or however long ago this thing started to rot. And I'm thinking that right in the center screen might be a turtle. Let's see if I'm right. So, as you can tell, I was wrong. There's just a clump of seaweed. So this looks like a dead loon of some sort. So this looks like a red-throated. Of course, it's not in breeding colors, it's a winter. I'm assuming this is some kind of algae that's red when it grows. If you know, please let me know in the comments. I'm very interested in this because it's pretty weird looking. Some ruddy turnstones here. Shorebird that migrates. Please don't unfollow me for the bird content. I'm interested in it all. Busy with bird life down here at the end. Tons of birds out here. Maybe there'll be a seal somewhere. This is a dead female common eider. Something's been eating at this. Yeah, that's a male. Let's put them next to each other, because why not? I hope my mom doesn't watch my YouTube videos, because I'm going to get in trouble for stuff like this. Alright, so these guys are obviously picked at, starting to wither away, but male common eider, female common eider. Seals checking me out, so I'm going to just kind of lay low and see if I can get any closer. So I'm laying in the wet sand to see if these seals will come up right by the beach. I'm like 3.5 miles from the car, so hopefully I don't soak up too much moisture here. Tide is picked up and it's bringing in turtles. Here's another Kemp's Ridley. And believe me, he's alive. Let's see if there's any life to this guy. This is cool. So the tide's coming in, so you can see it filling this up. I'm trying to catch up to it so I can get on that side and look for turtles and waves. Okay, so I had to throw these guys in my bag to climb up. They're both moving their heads just a tiny bit. There you go, see that? So they are alive. So here's the deal. I called these into the turtle hotline. My phone was cutting out there. Told them where I was at. They said something about meet me here. Nobody's here. I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes before I drive them there. They've given me permission to drive them before, so look, I just walked these guys back 2.5 miles. My biceps are on fire. So I'm ready, I'm done. It's like 8-mile round trip in the cold. I'm just not used to it right now. This is some of the conservation work I do. It's rewarding. It's not all fun and games. Well, this is fun. It's definitely not a game. It's always fun to feel like you make a difference, and they are both alive. 2 more minutes before I get these guys in the car. It's so nice. Like, these guys look dead, but I promise you they are not. Seen some activity out of them. Like, just little movements of the head. Moving the back legs and the flip. Again, this is illegal any other time of year. These guys need our help. Okay, so it probably was a little bit more than 8 miles. Worth it to save 1, definitely worth it to save 2. There's my car, nobody is here. So here are the rules. Heat off, windows down, freeze your ass off as you drive them to the nature center. I have them here under my other coat. I'm sure these guys aren't having a great time, but there we go. Gotta drive slow, can't really strap them in. So this is the drop off for my buddies. This is the payoff, like to hand them the people that actually know what they're doing, you know. So they do an incredible job. They save hundreds, sometimes over 1,000 of these a year. So, you know, every single one counts. So the fact that I got 2 that are showing life, they will definitely save them. And that's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. It's like hands-on conservation, not just donating money, which I have no problem doing. But, you know, hands-on conservation is really rewarding. He processed it and took the other one. So here's one. Make sure I don't fold his flipper down. And then look at all these guys. Are they all Kemp's Ridley in here? Oh, that's a green, right?
Yeah, that's a green.
All right.
The loggerhead over in the other room. These are all ones that are sort of questionable. We're not sure if they're alive or dead yet.
Gotcha.
Because, you know, they...
Yeah, the one beat per minute, right?
Yeah, so we leave them for about 24 hours, let them warm up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, these both moved their head a little bit. I actually got video of the one moving his head. These guys are all doing okay?
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah.
But they're...
Well, that was cool. He said they had 70 on Sunday, 50-something yesterday, and 26 so far today. So we're going to go check the board in here, and that's not updated since Saturday, so we're going to add those numbers to it. Okay, so this is actually as of 12/2, so you can see Kemp's Ridley is the #1 turtle, and of course it's the most critically endangered. So we're about getting close to 400. It'll probably be over 400 for the season before the end of the day. And here's a look at the nature center here. It's pretty cool. Nice little stop, actually warm up a little bit. They got some bird feeders and stuff. So when I dropped off the turtles, they asked me, well, he said, I know the walk that you took was pretty rough. We're short-handed. Do you have any other, or if you have any other plans for the day or anything? I said, dude, I'll walk another spot. But yeah, I don't want like no 6 mile round trip or anything. So he's sending me to another beach. Yes, I did stop at the cannabis dispensary. This is cool because I've never been to this beach before. Dude, you cannot beat this. I'm sorry. There's nothing better than a beach in the winter. Yep, we got a third. A third Kemp's Ridley. So it was worth walking here. Back to the car. It was a successful day and a lot of white space for me to think about some things going on in my life and how to move up in the world and be a better person. All right, so we're going for another ride to the nature center so they can process him and send him to the aquarium. This guy is alive too. He was moving a tiny bit, so we should be there in about 15 minutes. Well, as you can tell, I made the most of this day. I feel good about myself. I saved 3 turtles. That's a new record for me. I've hit 2 like 4 times. So, what a killer day. I'm gonna drop this guy off, and the gentleman at the nature center wants to have a chat with me about a few things. They were pretty impressed. Long day. Feel awesome, like I said. I'm going to go home. I'll go to my Airbnb, take a shower, find something to eat. He asked me if I wanted to do a first light walk, and he's giving me what has been a good stretch of beach, which is awesome, and they're officially throwing me on the permit. Until tomorrow, let's see how we do. All right, so I'm gonna do a first light walk, and it snowed a little bit last night. Here we are, another beautiful morning. This is a new beach they assigned me last night. myself. Let's see what we can do. Dude, what the hell is that thing? It's moving. Ugh. You know, I'm gonna be honest. This is like impossible. There could be turtles in these rocks, which I'm assuming they would get caught maybe as the tide recedes. I'm not gonna find them. I'm like going back and forth through all this stuff. Like, look at all this. I'm trying. Some sort of dead dolphin here. Look at his teeth. I think he's got a white-winged scoter. How cool. Okay, so I just called in to say that the section of beach I walked, I did not find anything. I was kind of worried that I was missing them in the rocks, but they said that there's only been 2 so far today. So the guy I talked to over at the Nature Center said that it seems like the majority came in the last 3 days from this wind event. So it's good to know, because I was kind of worried that maybe I was missing them, even though I did scour those rocks. So I'm going to be on my way because I have to get to a business meeting looking like this.